Procuring cause, what is it? Why is it important? First off, procuring cause is what will get you paid, right? You need to have procuring cause in order to get paid. Keep thinking about it that way. Now, procuring cause in a transaction is when you are the person who has initiated the reason why somebody is particularly buying a property, right? If you go out and you show client A, you're showing them properties, you show them a particular property, they write and you help them write an offer on that property. Awesome. You had procuring cause, you get paid at the transaction. Now, let's say that while you're showing client A, they end up going to an open house on a weekend that is not including you. And now the agent that shows them at that open house writes up a contract for them. Who has procuring cause? Now you've spent all this time showing this person week after week after week, and now all of a sudden, this other agent writes the contract. Was it you that actually had some sort of influence in that transaction or not? That would be what procuring cause is. And that one would get a lot stickier. That one would probably go more to court if you were to try to pursue something like that after that client had walked away and worked with that other agent. However, what are the things that you can do to make sure that that doesn't happen? All right, so let's talk through it. First, we want to use buyer-broker agreements. We want to make sure that your buyer-broker agreement is signed before you're working with your buyer. You have to have it signed. They need to know first buyer-broker agreement and the contract that basically stipulates what your terms are going to be. And by terms, I mean what your commission is going to be when you get paid, right? Number two, you want to stay in touch regularly. I can't tell you how many times back in the day that I would lose touch with somebody and then 3 weeks later, I'd find out that they bought a house and I had nothing to do with it. Ouch, let me tell you, that's a zinger. That does not feel good. And damn it, because I got too busy, I did not get to work with that client and help them purchase that property. So again, staying in touch with people, regular cadence of communications is so important. I like to say now that when I'm calling people, I like to call them when I have nothing to share, right? Hey, I'm calling you. I got nothing for you. I was just thinking about you and I thought I'd give you a shout. How are things? When I can do that, it shows that person that they're top of mind to you, and that demonstrates a level of like, oh, shoot, Ed still got my back. Even though nothing's going on, I realize that he's got my back. That's important. Number three, you want to document everything. You want to document your phone calls. You want to document your emails. You want to document everything. So Follow Up Boss, the reason why I love it right now is because it tracks all our communications, right? It tracks your emails. It tracks your text messages, and it tracks your phone calls. Those phone calls can be transcribed. Those phone calls can be summarized. That makes it super easy to see where your notes are, see what the conversation was about. And using Shiloh AI, the tool that we use that is AI plugged into Follow Up Boss, it will rate your phone call. It'll tell you how well you did on that call. Scale of 1 to 5. 5 being outstanding. I think I've only had like 2 5s. 1 being terrible. And then it'll tell you the top things that you did right, the top things that you could improve on. It's amazing. Instead of us having to listen to your calls and help you with that, it's an automated system that will do it for you. Make sure you're plugging into that. Number 4, you want to educate your buyers. Similar to these videos, similar to the things that we're putting out there to make sure that you know what's going on in the market and how you can better serve the client, you also want to make sure that you're educating them on how they can be better clients, right? You need to keep them in the loop with the types of things that you're doing behind the scenes. It was often that when I was selling houses consistently, that I would have a client at the end of the transaction who had no idea all of the pains that I had gone through to get to the finish line. And at the end, it looked like it was just super simple and I barely earned a commission. Whoa, are you kidding me? So now it's making sure that no, our clients don't need to be drugged through the drama, but they need to know what's going on behind the scenes to understand what your value is. If you're not demonstrating your value, you will be forgotten. And that's something that we need to prevent. You need to be top of mind through the transaction and after the transaction, and then they need to remember you as their agent. That's super important. Hope this is helpful. Remember, procuring cause. What is it? It's your ability to get paid on the transaction because you were the one who got them to not only to the finish line, but you were the one who started that ball in motion. Starting the ball in motion is the procuring cause.